Right then, so welcome back to Friday night is Onion Night, of course, the home of the giant onion growing challenge. Anybody who's watched for a while will know what this is all about. Back the tail end of last year, I set a challenge to grow the biggest onions we possibly can from the variety Elsa from Foster Seeds. People have joined in, and Friday nights I do a little catch up of both my own, and at the end we do onion news and we have a catch up with other people's and how they're getting on and all that good stuff. So if it's the first time you've ever tuned into this or seen the channel, thank you very much for taking the time to see what I'm up to, and you're most welcome to see what's going on in the world of big onions. And to start with, like normal, I'll go through my best grow light onions, my best no light onions, and my pride and joy, as you know, my seed onions and how they're getting on. And yeah, I think I'm going to title this week's episode Flogging a Dead Horse. Let's just go and have a look. You'll see what I mean. Right, so this is what you come to see, my dead horse. Look at that. Yeah, I've took another 2 skins off it. It is still growing. Even with 2 skins removed, we're sitting at 20 inches now, and I don't know about you, but I think I've decided that the minute or the week that this stops growing, I'm just going to pull it and weigh it and just see what we got. So a bit disappointing, but I have got others out in the bed, and I'll just stick a picture up of those for you. And some of those are sitting at 18 inches, so with a bit of weather, and I'll try and give them a bit of love outside and seeing if I can push them on and see if I can catch up with this one. But yeah, like I say, I think this is a dead horse. There's no more leaves coming now, and yeah, it's still sitting firm, but I think we're at the end of the life for this one. But I will keep you posted and see what I decide to do. Any suggestions? Pull it and weigh it? Yeah, we'll see. And also my no lights one that I've got in the brute bin and the open, that one's at it as well. I just noticed now that the neck's gone soft on it. It's starting to go over, and yeah, that's the end of this one as well. But I have got no light ones out in the beds, and yeah, they're sitting at about 14 inches. So there again, I'm going to turn my attention to looking after them a bit, see if I can push them on a bit more with some extra watering and feeding. But yeah, well, they say 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Well, it is in this case, but there we go, all part of the fun, and I have certainly learnt a lot to push on for next year or next season. We'll be doing it all over again soon, so if you want to join in, you'll be more than welcome. Anyway, enough of this doom and gloom, or not doom and gloom, it's just, you know, shit happens, doesn't it? We'll move on to me seed onions, because they're still doing well. Right, so here's one of my 5 seed onion flower heads, and as you can see, most of them have closed back up now, going from the open flowers like that one in the middle to close back up. And I've noticed, if I go over on the top, some of them are starting to go a little bit brown, so hopefully the seeds are growing away in there, and it won't be long before I can harvest my own seed. So this is a bonus for the day. You know, when you try things, some go wrong, some go right. And this is one of me rights. So I'm delighted with this lot. Right then, so it's that time. Onion news, of course, where we have a little catch up with everybody who's done updates or sent me photographs, which I really appreciate, because I know it's a mental busy time of year. So I really appreciate people that have done updates or sent me photographs, and we'll go through them now and see what's what. So where should we start? Stella asked me last week a very good question, is because we're weighing them for the judging. So although measuring them's nice to see and to keep monitoring that they're still growing and still going away, oh, the sun, are we ever going to get any rain? It's nuts, isn't it? You know, I'm running out of water here. I really am, but that's by the by. We're going to judge them by weight, and to make it fair, we're going to weigh them with all the leaves on and just trim the roots. I figured that way, you know, people can't say, oh, they've trimmed theirs less than mine, so that could be a few grams. So leaves on, roots trimmed. And and we're going to finish, put an end date to this at the end of August. All right, so they need to be lifted and weighed by the end of August. Photographs sent to me of the onion and the weight, and if you do a video of it for your own channel of pulling it and weighing it, if I could ask you not to show the weight until the winners have been announced. All right, that'd be brilliant. All right, so simple as that, you know. Right, on that note, Linda McLeod up on the Scottish borders where Kelsey onions are made. Yeah, Linda, we will never forget that. That's where Kelsey onions were bred, on the Scottish borders. She unfortunately had to pull hers early, and she sent me some photographs. So we've got our first weight. We've got our first weight in. So that's the one to beat so far. Linda McLeod's. They were grow light ones. So that's where we are with them. Honestly, the sun, mad. Sean, I met Sean over in Anstannon. He's got his outside, and he's now put some sheep's wool around them. I think to try and maintain the moisture, because it's just been so dry, as you know. And yeah, he's got sheep's wool around his to try and keep the moisture in. I don't know if you can see up the side, I've got sheep's wool around my tomatoes, keeping the moisture in, and it just works brilliantly. But then that's another matter. Elaine, her ones in pots are still doing well. And one thing that she said in her video that might be worth a note is she had seen other people put stakes in and a ring around the onion just about the top of the main stem to support the leaves. And the reason we do that, and she pointed it out, and I'll show you a photo, is the weight of the leaves can pull the leaf away from the stem. All right, so there again, photo of that. So that's something she picked up on and has learnt from this year. We're all, me included, well, I'm sorry, second year I'm doing this. I've learnt so much this year from everybody. It's just been brilliant. So thanks, Elaine, for that one. Mark over at Gang and Peanut, 2 peas in a pod. Brilliant channel. Done a great update of most of his challenges, and showed us some of his onions that he's got outside in a bed. The grow light ones he measured, and they're coming in at 14 inches. 14 inches circumference. We're going to call it circumference from now on, because calling it girth is just being childish. All right. So circumference. We're going to be adults about this, right? Honest. So there we go. If I've missed anybody's updates, by the way, just shout at me and say, "Oi, you've missed me. This is what I've done," because sometimes I do miss people. Now, there are a few people that had some great onions in some of their latest updates, but we haven't seen them for a while. So these are quite interesting ones. Notably, like, who have I got here? Duncan, Coastal Garden, North Wales. I think he had 3 left. He lost a lot in the polytunnel through bolting, but he's got 3 outside in air pots, sat in a bed of compost as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Duncan's are getting on. Jen, plot 13. She thought she'd lost them to allium leaf miner, but I had a word with her and they're still going. So Jen was growing some great onions. So it'll be great to see how she's getting on. And lastly, we haven't seen for a while, is Ian Wilson. The last time I saw Ian's onions, they were looking brilliant. They were by far the biggest, and he's growing his in the with the canna system of fertilizer and growing them in auto pots. So hopefully before too long we'll have an update from Ian and we'll see how his are getting on, because at the last time I saw them, they were definitely the ones to beat. Right, well that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm being upbeat about this, honest. All right, so I'll make some decisions on that, and I'll bring you up to date next week. Right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Cheers and gone.